Good morning and a happy Tuesday. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Well. Three things that we will talk about: Sony and Disney's results, Alphabet is selling bonds, and Reserve Bank of Australia is meeting later today. US stocks started the week on a high note as the major averages sought to build on last month's gains following upbeat manufacturing data that came from around the world. Technology shares led Wall Street higher on Monday. Microsoft climbed almost 5% after it formally declared interest in TikTok's US operations. However, Congress is still in disagreement over extended unemployment benefits as part of additional virus relief. The Dow was up about 0.9%, the S&P was up 0.7%, and Nasdaq set a new record high and was up 1.5%. Treasuries fell across the curve. The 10-year yields were up more than 2 basis points. Dollar rebounded a tad. The Aussie and Kiwi were among the weakest G10 performers. Oil advanced and gold was flat. Asian equity futures are moving up. Sony may have a painful quarter, with earnings missing consensus for a 38% drop from a prior year is what Bloomberg Intelligence is expecting. Higher home entertainment demand due to the virus may aid sales of game software and downloads, yet may not undo falling console sales before PS5's debut this winter. Yet Sony rose in the US ahead of the results after Macquarie upgraded the company to outperform, saying its estimates for the gaming unit are likely too conservative as results from Microsoft and EA pointed to a stronger June period for game sales. So it will be interesting to see how this thing plays out. Later, we'll also hear from Disney, whose third quarter featured park and theater closures, halted film production, and massive dive in ads thanks to the lack of live sports on ESPN. So Disney Plus will be a bright spot. We spoke about it yesterday also. Consensus is for an adjusted loss per share of about 60 cents on a revenue of about 12.4 billion. Microsoft is buying TikTok's American ops would undoubtedly be a huge win. This is according to Raymond James. Still, some analysts noted a deal could invite regulatory scrutiny and increase competition with the likes of Facebook. Citi questioned whether M&A capital may be better used for an acquisition closer to Microsoft's core business, which is, I think, a good point. HSBC on Monday reported a 65% year-over-year plunge in pre-tax profits for the first 6 months of 2020, as it set aside more funds for potential losses that would come from as a result of the pandemic. The bank, which is Europe's largest by assets, reported a profit before tax of about 4.32 billion in the first half of this year, down from 12.47 billion that was reported a year ago. Missing the estimate of 5.69 billion that HSBC's that was expected by analysts from HSBC. Alphabet is selling 10 billion worth of bonds at rock bottom yields in a very rare debt sale. It's looking to fund organizations that support Black entrepreneurs, small and medium businesses impacted by COVID-19, as well as affordable housing, among other eligible proceeds listed in the bond documents. The borrowings can also be used to finance clean energy projects and green buildings. Investors had placed as much as 38 billion in orders for the sale at the peak, which is what the markets quoted. On the FX side, after falling sharply in the month of July, the US dollar kicked off the new month with a nice broad-based rally. The greenback traded higher against all the major currencies despite mixed manufacturing data. So according to ISM, manufacturing accelerated in the month of July, but a separate measure by Market Economics showed a smaller than expected improvement. The dollar, which had traded strongly prior to the release, came off a little bit from the intraday highs on the back of these two reports. This may be nothing more than a relief rally, but the dollar was deeply oversold, so you could see a little bit of a multi-day recovery or a bounce back before the trend continues down. This week's economic report should show improvements in the economy, because even as with the surge in cases in July, many businesses did reopen. We didn't have those very strict lockdowns like we have seen earlier in the year. So ushering people back to work. So that is something that we can look to. Later today, we'll focus on the Australian dollar. AUD trade numbers are scheduled for release along with the retail sales and the Reserve Bank of Australia's monetary policy announcement. While the economy did recover further in July, the recent flare-up in virus cases should leave the central bank cautious. The state of Victoria just announced fresh restrictions that could affect the central bank's projections as well. Having traded to a 5-month high last week versus the US dollar, the Australian dollar is particularly vulnerable to a correction. So what the RBI says will be very important to listen to. That's the update. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, and I'll speak soon.